Peace fam, it's your girl Kia aka The Concrete Rose, and I'm back with another video. So today I just wanted to give y'all a little word, a little bit of encouragement along your self-love journey. So something that has greatly helped me along my journey, something that has greatly helped me grow just as a person within my own individual human experience, is prioritizing myself on a daily basis. Not weekly, not monthly, daily. Daily. And it may look different on different days, right? Like me loving on myself could look like me cleaning my home, right? Me loving on myself could look like me taking a nice shower and lighting a candle. Me loving on myself could look like me doing a full-on spiritual bath. Me loving on myself could look like me reading and expanding my mind. Me loving on myself could look like me just watching, a childhood favorite movie. You get what I'm saying? But every single day, I prioritize myself. I prioritize my mental health. I prioritize my mental wellness. That's not to say that I'm perfect. That's not to say that I don't have days when I feel low, that I have days when, maybe there's a lot going on and it feels inconsiderate for me to prioritize myself. But that's exactly why I prioritize myself. A lot of us have grown up in environments where we were taught that prioritizing ourselves was looked at as selfish. It was looked at as conceited. It was looked at as stuck up. It was looked down upon to prioritize yourself, to love on yourself. We live in a society where the norm is self-sacrifice. The norm is putting everybody above you, putting everybody needs above yourself, especially if you are a parent. I speak to you as a mom, especially if you are somebody that struggles with mental health issues. I am coming from an environment where, a past where I greatly struggled with depression. I greatly struggled with anxiety. And so, again, and like I always say, I'm never speaking to you guys from a place of hierarchy. I'm speaking to you guys from a place of understanding. I'm speaking to you guys from a place of like having been through the trenches, having been through the depths of my psyche, and I don't sit here as a perfect person. I sit here as somebody who is still on the journey of self-discovery, who is still on the journey of prioritizing themselves and loving themselves and, growing into their most authentic version of themselves. But what I can tell you and the advice that I can give you is to prioritize yourself on a daily basis. It may, when you first start, it may feel inconsiderate. It may feel selfish. It may look not always, logical to everyone else in your environment, but you must do at least something throughout your day to pour back into you. It should never be a day that goes by that you have not done at least one thing to honor your very own existence. You also are here. You are existing. Your life matters. Your existence matters. You are a human being with human emotions that are always flowing in and out of you. And, you have the right to honor your emotions. You have the right to honor your experience, even if other people around you is not doing that, are not doing that. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of us that struggle with self-esteem issues and feeling really down on ourselves and, feeling depressed and things like that, it stems from childhood experiences where we needed someone to make us feel safe and no one lived up to that expectation, and so we get down on ourselves because we're looking around in the world for someone to save us. We're looking for someone to pour into us. We're looking for someone to validate, our experiences or our feelings. And external validation does come when you build the right support system around you. But in order to build the right support system around you, you first have to feel worthy of having that support. Like, you ever heard or felt the feeling of like you can be surrounded by a bunch of love, you can be surrounded by a bunch of positivity, but if you yourself are not aware of that, if you yourself are not in the mindset and in the heart space to receive that, it's never really going to feel like that. Like, you're never going to be able to pick up on that love, on that support, on that guidance, right? Because you don't see it. And so, a way to start receiving the support, a way to start receiving love and receiving care and receiving compassion for your experiences is for you to do that for yourself. Just like you are your worst enemy, you can also be your biggest supporter. And another transformational thing for me that really shifted my mind was, it's not me versus anybody else. It's not me versus myself. It's me and me. It's not me versus anything. It's me and me. Me and me. When I leave this world, it's going to be with me, you know? And so you have to feel comfortable with you. You have to honor you. You get what I'm saying? You have to love on you. You have to live this life in a very authentic way. And again, it's not to say that every single day is going to be perfect. It's not to say that every single day is going to be rainbow and sunshine. Some days prioritizing yourself doesn't always feel well, or it doesn't always feel like the right thing to do, or again, like maybe you just have a lot of responsibilities and things that you have to get done throughout the day, and so it almost feels impossible to prioritize yourself. But I'm telling you, those are the days that you must prioritize yourself, because it reinforces to your brain, it reinforces to your physical body, I matter. I matter. I exist too. Yes, I have to show up for this person and that person. And, yes, I have to go clock into this job and get my money. And, yes, I have, this communal obligation and things like that. But I too matter. My own individual self, my own physical body, my own mind, my own heart, my own spirit. I matter too. So every time, every single day, you do something that intentionally pours into your cup, it constantly reinforces to your mind and to your body and to your soul and spirit that I matter. All right. So the goal for this week is to do something every single day that pours into your cup. Do something every single day that has the intentions of self-love behind it. You cannot love anybody else until you truly love yourself. You can only meet people as far as you've met yourself. You get what I'm saying? And so if you're looking in the mirror and You cannot recognize your reflection. You don't love your reflection. You know, if you're going throughout your daily life and you don't honor your very existence on this planet right now, today, as you are, that has an effect on the way that you perceive the world. So, the challenge this week is to do something every single day that prioritizes yourself, not anybody else. You're not doing this for anybody else but you. Okay? I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.